All right, so I'm here with Juan. So happy to have you on. You recently passed the verification with the Fund and Trader. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, what your background is, and where you come from?
Sure. Thanks, Blake. So my name is Juan Walker, and I'm actually from Puerto Rico, but I live in Pensacola, Florida now. My dad was in the military, so we moved around a lot, and just kind of grew up middle class, and moving around from Puerto Rico to Houston, Lubbock, and now Pensacola. But that's kind of my background of where we live. In terms of trading, I actually started trading back in I'm gonna say it's like 2008, 2007, 2008. That's when I kind of, because I've been doing online marketing since 2001. I have my own business that I run and everything. But I kind of got interested and wanted to do some trading, and Forex trading kind of caught my eye back then. And I gave it a try, tried it out for a demo account for a while, and started doing okay. And then I decided, okay, let me give it a shot with some real money. I think I only put in like 5 grand or something, but I ended up losing that in, I want to say, a good month or so. But then after that, I think I tried again in 2012. I was actually trying to learn from, I don't know if you've heard like target traders or something like that. They do like swing trades over the course of like, a week or two. And they set these ridiculously high targets and just stay in the trade forever. But I didn't have the patience for it. I'm just like, dude, like I need some positive reinforcement or something. And then I kind of put it down, went back to do online stuff. And I want to say about a year ago, I picked it back up on the stock and options side of things. And I've been kind of learning on that side to do different stocks, short-term trading, whether it be scalping or whether it be, sort of kind of day trading. But usually I try to be in and out fairly quickly with my trades, but did that on the options side, learned very quickly about the options degrading, even when I got like a 30-day or even a 60 or 90-day, it would still kill me. So I kind of, I did well with my demo account, did some more live money with that, did well for a little bit, but then it started killing me with options. So I decided to kind of stop and set aside the funds that I'd made. And then I thought about it. I'm like, well, let me go look at Forex again and see if you can like trade stocks, or if you can trade CDFs, or if you could, or if there's even indices. And then I actually found FTMO that way, and did their free trial. Got to see all the different options they had. I was like, wow, I think I may be able to make this work. And that kind of path kind of led me to you guys in that regard.
Cool. Well, I'll definitely want to touch on each of those in just a little bit. But speaking of your beginnings, how don't give too much away on your main strategy just yet. But how did you originally find out about the Forex market? From the first part, you're touching on just a little bit, but you went into a little more detail on that. And if you could go back to the beginning, what would you wish that you did differently if you could start it all over again?
I think I found it just I don't know. I think it may have been just like a video on YouTube, or maybe I started getting some emails from different Forex providers and stuff like that. But I ended up downloading the application and trying it. And the lesson I would tell myself is I tried to do it all by myself. Okay. I tried to kind of learn on my own and learn as you go. And, as I've learned throughout the years, you can either pay someone to kind of walk you through and get you there faster. There's still going to be time that you're going to have to spend in it to get your own experience, but at least you have a huge shortcut. But back then, I wasn't thinking that way. A lot younger, thought I could figure it out by myself. And like I said, ended up finding out that it's not as easy as it looks like that initially. And of course, demo account, they always give you the best spreads, and it almost seems much easier when you're doing it on demo account for some reason.
Yeah, well, I'm really happy to hear that you at least started out with demo. A lot of people go straight to the live account and then just blow at a huge amount of money right off the bat.
Yeah, I think I did demo, I want to say for about 60 days. And I started with a $5,000 account and I grew it to like 15. So I got all flush with confidence. And yeah, it's the worst thing you can do. Um, so I went to my wife at the time and I was like, hey, let's just throw $5,000 in there, see what I can do. And within a month, I think I grew it to like 7,500. And with at the end of that month, it started going down. There's just a lot of lessons to learn from that. Like you have a bad day or you have a couple bad trades in a row, sit it out, get out of there, don't do it anymore. There was a lot of things that I learned from it. But the main thing was, I don't know what I'm doing. You can't just learn it on your own. You need to find somebody who's already doing it, who has been through the struggle and heartache and come out the other side successful. And, in trading, unfortunately, because I've actually been learning from different traders who have 33 years of experience, 25 years and all this. And they're like, that first year, 2 years, 5 years, you're going to be losing money. It's just the way it goes, because you're learning on the fly, and until you get the market structure down, it's kind of hard to really understand what's going on when the price action's moving in front of you.
Yeah, and that's definitely, like you touched on, that definitely can be sped up if you have the right mentor, if you listen to the right person. That's definitely a huge aspect as well. So going back to the funded trader, how did you originally find the funded trader?
It's pretty fun because I was just watching like a FTMO video where they were talking about different traders that got funded and different traders that failed challenges and what they did right, what they did wrong. And I was looking through some of the comments, and then one of the comments was, somebody mentioning that, oh my God, this YouTube trader, his name's Blake. He just launched his own stock turn. This could be the best thing ever. Go check it out. And he put the link. And I was like, that's pretty interesting. And being an online marketer, like I want to support other people who are participating in the community. It doesn't matter if it's YouTube or what have you. So I clicked on it and thought the website design was cool, and just I got a good vibe and a good feeling from it. So that's why I decided to give it a try.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate the nice words on that. And yeah, definitely the website is, it seems to be very polarizing. People either seem to really like it or really not like it. So I'm happy to hear that you liked it.
Yeah, I think it's unique and cool. The whole kingship idea, and yeah, it needs something branded that's unique from everybody else. So I thought that was really good.
What's your favorite aspect of prop firms over traditional accounts?
Well, what's funny is because I think when I traded stocks and options over at TD Ameritrade, I put in, I want to say a good like 30K in. And I started trading and I grew that account to about 80 or so. And, I would do the math every day when I would get done trading versus what I made and what the commissions were. I mean, you do the math and it's roughly about 15 to 20% that you're giving up in commissions and fees and overnight, if you have to go another day, stuff like that. So at the end of the day, if you're funding it yourself, you're putting up all the risk and you're paying all the fees. And if you're having losing trades, you're getting eaten up by the fees. Like the fees exponentially destroy the value of your account. So a lot of people don't know that. They trade the demo account. It doesn't really hurt when they lose money and they have those learning experience. But when you have the real live account and you look at the freaking statement, it's like, wow, it's insane. So after having that experience and being able to withdraw money from the market, I was like, I think I want to go look to see what options out there, because I had never heard of prop firms up until I want to say about a month and a half, 2 months ago. And when I started looking, obviously I found FTMO first. I was like, wow, so you're telling me that all I have to do is prove that, I'm a consistent and profitable trader, and they'll continuously, they'll initially fund me after going through the challenges, and they'll provide increases. That's like if you're a trader, that's like the opportunity of a lifetime. And I mean, I think it's great because even the professional traders that I've learned from, they've all said like there's zero professional traders on this planet who trade with their own money. Like they know, like the money is with everyone else. All I need to have is bring the skills, and the rest takes care of itself.
Yeah, and especially with regulations and everything, if you actually want to trade with your own, if you want to trade for investors, it's so hard to start your own firm. I've been in the process of that for a while, and it's not easy to do at all. So prop firms definitely are definitely the way to go for sure. Totally agree. So obviously you come a long way since, but how many total accounts, how many personal accounts have you blown in the process?
I did 2 over at FTMO, and what's funny is I always met the freaking profitable goal, but I would always get hit not by the bigger drawdown number, but the daily. Because over there, if you get a drawdown, that's the same, it counts the same as a loss. But in reality, you haven't lost anything. So I was like, man, this really sucks. And I'm at a disadvantage because, for me, the way that I trade, I need to have a good amount of drawdown available for me to have that cushion there and that room for the price action to move against me a little bit. It's just how I trade, which we can get into. But so both times I got to the profit target, but I failed, and I was like, this sucks. So then I started looking at alternative options, because what I wanted to find was, okay, can I find a prop firm that, because I felt like I was kind of being cheated. Because how are you going to count something that isn't an actual loss as an actual loss? That didn't make sense. So I went and looked at a different one called Fidel Crest, I think it is. And their numbers were like y'all's is. So I went ahead and gave them a try, and I failed that one because of a stupid move. But what it taught me was, because remember, I had come from stocks and options. I didn't understand the power of lot sizes yet, the way that I should have. So I went back and I actually sat down and I went back into that same demo where I failed, and I'd lost like 20 grand, and I literally played with the lot sizes and got it down, and I grew it back to have a $20,000 profit. And I was like, okay, I think I got this down. And then I went back to the FDML videos, and then that's when I ran into you guys. And then with you guys, I blew 2 or 3 accounts before I got it right. Because again, I had gotten used to the lot sizes at other prop firms, and then y'all were fractionally even smaller. And I was like, holy crap. So the adjustments for the lot sizes per account, because I think I started out with Global Prime, and then I went to FX Choice, and then now I'm with Nash. So it's like each time there's a huge adjustment there to be made with lot size.
Yeah, and I don't want to speak on it for too long, but I've tried both those FTMO and Fidel Crest as well. And it was a long time ago, but Fidel Crest used to have this really, really annoying rule where you couldn't even use the margin that you were given. You couldn't use the full amount that you're given. You can only use like 10 or 20%. And I ended up passing a long time ago, like around 2 years ago or so. I passed a Fidel Crest account, and then after I passed, then it said, "Oh, sorry, you used too much of the margin that it was given to you," and so I got a refund for it, but it's still I wasn't able to continue on. I was pretty bummed about that. So it's they have changed some of the rules since. Hopefully, I'll be able to talk to them pretty soon on their new changes that they've had. Hopefully, they've fixed stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like each one, you have to be careful because each one has their own little separate, little tiny, wrinkles of what they like and don't like. And once I finally got used to y'all's and was able to, okay, I got the lot size down. I mean, it's been fairly natural since then. and I kind of feel like I'm in a good groove of what I'm doing with you guys. And obviously, it's shown by the fact that I was able to pass and get verified and get fully funded.
Awesome. Well, we'll get into your actual strategy in just a little bit, but first I want to hear, what is your favorite instruments to trade?
My favorite instrument to trade is the NASDAQ 100. And the biggest reason that I like to trade it is because uh, coming from the stock and options world, I actually liked being able to start my day at 8:30. And I know that because I'm in Central Time, I know that from 8:30 to about 10:30, that's where the most volume is during the open. And I know that I can sit there and find the direction. And then once I find the direction, it's just a matter of following that trend until, it's over. And it allows me to really find those scalps, get in, get out, and just be able to, my goal is to just mint those profits that day. I want to be able to, know, okay, I'm going to end the day. I'm starting the day with a goal, a dollar amount, and that's what I'm going after. So I'm not going after a certain number of pips. I'm not going after, a 1 for 1 or a 1 for 2 or 1 for 3 risk reward or any of that stuff. Because at the end of the day, all these targets that you can set, I mean, the market don't care. it's gonna try to screw you up any way that it can. So for me, it's finding the profit within 2 to 3 waves of price action and being able to get in, take advantage of it, get out, and that protects my downside risk as much as possible.
I like that you said waves. I'm an elite wave trader, but we'll get into your strategy in just a little bit. But first, I want to hear a little more about, now that you have the funded account, how do you plan on keeping it? And when you take a few losses, what helps you come back so strong?
Lot size management is tremendous. And we can get into strategy and all that, but I think the one thing that I've learned the hard way is that we have no clue where it's going. It could be going sideways, it could be going up, it could be going down, and we have no clue. We have no clue, we have no control, we have no ability to discern. You can look at the freaking analysis of this or that, and at the end of the day, news comes out, and So for me, I've always tried to, because the information that gets put out by a lot of people who are successful traders is, hey, pick a lot size, stick to that lot size, no more than 2% of the account, and just trade that lot size amount through every single trade that you do. Set your stop loss, set your take profit, and wait. And what I found out was that doesn't work for me, because I like to trade a little heavier. And what would happen is I'd get in, it would reverse on me, I'd be down a lot. So then I would go ahead and take the trade off as a stop loss, because I don't like to do actual automated stop losses. I like to do manual stop losses, just because I know they like to spike down and spike up to go pick them up. So I would take heavy losses that way, and I started figuring out, and I actually learned this from another trader, which was, I want to go in smaller, much smaller initially with my trades, and depending on the price action, if it's going, just straight across, then I want to go in both sides, small, tiny. And I want to wait for the price action to actually show me 2 good bars, actually one really good engulfing bar followed by some follow through, so that then I know, okay, well, that's where it's going. And then I can then add size to the play in that right direction, close out my losing trade have a losing trade that's small, and then build my size up. If I get a pullback, I build up a little more, and then we go from there. So that's how I like to get into the play. And if I'm gonna go, let's say a total of 2 lots, I like to start out with small and then kind of build those 2 lots as I see the price action moving and confirming to me that it definitely continues going in that direction. And I find that that helps me have way more profitable trades than if I try to just be like, all right, I'm dumping my 2 lots here and praying to the gods, you know.
Well, awesome. Yeah, that's definitely a really way better way to use risk management. So I can definitely appreciate that. So can you, now let's go ahead and talk about your actual trading strategies that you use to find these setups in the first place that you'll manage in this way.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of trading events I'm looking for. Obviously, any engulfing bars in either direction. Since I'm a scalper, I'm paying attention to that. There is a type of move where it's got a, you're going to have 3 waves either down or 3 waves either up, and then there's a pause. Usually after that pause, the trader that I learned this from calls it red bar ignore, green bar ignore. Essentially what happens is as it's moving up, it'll pause for a little bit, and the next, so that'll be the first set of wave, and then after that pause, it'll go through a second set of wave. So it's about an 85% probability that if you enter in on that pause, on that pullback of a pause, and it continues, and it's usually just 1 bar on the 5-minute, that you're going to make money. So that's why I enter in. I go into high probability trade like that. I enter in small, and I let the trade confirm to me that it's going to continue in this path upwards, you know, the scenario that we're talking about. And then from there, I like to add size where I can. So I usually end up taking most of my profits that scenario at the top of that second range. Sometimes it goes even a third range, depending on how big the move is. And obviously the NASDAQ can move quite a bit, you know, every hour. So that's one of them. So basically you have your engulfing bars. Number 2, you have your RBI, GBIs. And then number 3 is using the RSI on the 5-minute. I like to trade reversals. So usually when a trade gets overbought or oversold way past the 70 mark or way past the 30 mark, I've already looked up the stat. It's a 93% probability that it has to at least come back 33% of the way. So you wait till it gets fully extended, you start getting it small, and then when the pullback happens, it confirms it to you, then that's when you drive in with a little bit bigger size. And then you get to pick. I think it's like a 93% probability it'll go 33%, and like 70 to 75% it'll go 50% of the way down. So what I like to do is, let's say a move is this big, cut it in half, and then cut in thirds, and that's where I know I'm going to be exiting out of the trade for the scalp.
Gotcha. I really can appreciate you being so analytical about that. Where did you get these numbers from?
That's what I learned from that 33, that professional trader that's been doing it for 33 years. Like, he's like, this is just how we do it. So I learned that from him, and you know, this was all on the stock side, but I've taken what I've learned there and just applied it on the indices side, on the forex. But yeah, it's something that on that 5-minute chart, that overextension is just too much pressure, and you know, there has to be pullback. Now, obviously, you want to be watching what's going on in the market, if it's a huge down day or if it's a huge up day, because if that's going on, then there will be a pullback, but it's not going to be a major pullback that you're going to want to look to trade. So in those scenarios, what I do instead, when I see a big range up, you know, NASDAQ is up 100 points or 200 points, or you know, down in a similar fashion, is I'll wait for the pullback to happen and I'll look for entries going in the same direction as the trend. So it just depends on what's going on.
Gotcha. And do you do a lot of back testing yourself?
I mean, really, I've spent the last year, whether it was in demo accounts or live accounts, and you know, that's really where I tested it, was in the live market. So really back testing, I haven't really messed with too much. But I like to do the live market because I just know that that's just what you're going to be up against every day.
Gotcha. And do you have any gain percentages or dollar amounts that you've had as a proof of your strategy?
Yeah. So do you want me to share the screen on this, or how do
Sure.
you want me to do it? Let me see if this is even updated fully yet. It's not fully updated, but I'll share with you what I have so far on the FX Blue. Share. So this is the live account, and I've had it for since Monday. So I've traded Monday through today, and it says here I've grown the balance 33,148.31, which is about a 16% return. But as of, let's say about an hour ago when I actually finished trading, the balance for the week hold on a second, is we're up in profit $36,293.
Wow, that's incredible.
So in 5 days.
Wow.
So not doing too bad. Got a nice cushion built in there so that I can play with a little more size as I can. And you can see here, trade wins. It's going to come out to about 70. It's usually around 70, 71%. But the biggest thing is my average win versus my average losses. That's the biggest thing. So you want to obviously try to keep your losses lower than your wins. And even with me not trying to go for a big risk reward, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So so yeah, I'm pretty happy with progress so far, and I'll probably spend the rest of the month just taking it easy, really easy, light, small trades, and just trying to complete the first month, get first withdrawal, and then kind of go from there.
Yeah. Well, you definitely have a huge payout coming really soon. So I'm excited for you. This is amazing to see.
Yeah, man, it's been a crazy week. It's been a crazy week, so I'm pretty happy with it so far.
So what do you plan to do with your withdrawal once you get it?
Don't know yet. Haven't really thought about that part yet. But definitely gonna put most of it in the bank account and then kind of go from there. I know for me personally, like, you know, I like to set big goals. So my goal in my head was, okay, I want to get to 50K in my first 30 days. And for some odd reason, I've just been reading the market pretty well this week, and getting in heavier as trades have confirmed themselves, and it's just been working out really well. So I'm, like I said, up 36 with 14 to go. So I'll probably spend the next 3 weeks building up that 14 and get 50. And, you know, I want to see, I'm trying to challenge myself. Can I do 50 a month for the rest of the year without breaking the rules, you know? So that's going to be the goal.
Yeah, that's absolutely incredible. If you can, I really hope to see it. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely gonna be busting my butt to do it. You want me to stop sharing?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, and we can also switch topics back to the fund and trader again. Also, what was your first impressions of the fund and trader?
You guys have been very cordial and very responsive in your support, and just very supportive overall. The process has been very smooth. I want to say once I passed the first account, everything came fairly quickly. There was not like a ton of time for delays. And I know that you guys are doing a lot on getting your own broker and all these different things that y'all are up to. But even with that, the process has been very smooth and very good. So from my end, it's all been pretty much exceptional for you guys. But obviously, it's a business. Nothing's ever going to be perfect.
Right. Yeah, well, that's fantastic. Last question I have for you is long term. What do you believe the fund and trader will do for the industry and beyond?
Once the word gets out that you can do not just Forex, which I know a lot of people like to focus on, but I just found currencies are a lot more unreliable in their, whatever analysis you do don't matter. Like Joe Biden comes out, says the word, dollar sucks, and everything goes to crap. So it's harder on that side. So once I saw that there was stock CFDs, indices, you can trade gold, cryptos, and all sorts of stuff. Not necessarily all in Forex, but I know it's coming, right? Then I think once everybody else understands that piece, a lot of people are going to start moving, especially since there's no depreciation of your options, and the other side of it, which is even more important, is okay, you're good at trading and you have a way to get funded. You have a way to grow your activity in funding, or not in funding but in trading, and do it, get confidence, and like it says on your site, you do well, we're going to reward you by giving you more money and more money, which then gives you more room to do well because there's less pressure. So what do I think the impact could be? It could be huge. It could be huge, but people just got to learn about it. And hopefully, this is one of the videos that helps them do that.
Yeah, well, that's going to be it for the interview. I love everything you said. Really appreciate having you on, and I'm looking forward to your long-term success with the fund and trader.
Thanks, Blake. Appreciate your time, man. And you're doing a great job, man. So y'all, you and your team, y'all keep it up. Appreciate it. Appreciate the opportunity.